Good morning. It is raining out this morning, and it's been pretty much raining on and off ever since we were up above cleaning out the road and getting the first culvert fixed and material brought in for the second culvert. It's been raining, so we can't go up above and work. We need to get that culvert set, and then we need to get more material brought in. And in this rain, we can't do that. So today we're gonna work on the mini truck because it is soggy again, like a bowl of cereal left on the counter overnight. It has been just so soggy around here. It's like we're living in the rainforest. And I'm ready for it to dry out because I don't know about you, but I do not like a bowl of soggy cereal. Have you ever left a bowl of cereal on the counter with milk and cereal on it because you didn't finish it, and then you wake up in the next morning, it's just a pile of mush? Yeah, that's what it feels like here. So I'm hoping we can get the mini truck started. I ordered some parts for it. Let's find the parts first. I ordered a repair manual like over a month ago, and that has not come in. So I gotta check in on that, but I ordered a new fuel pump. The mini truck originally came with a manual fuel pump, and somebody put an electronic fuel pump on it. I got a manual one here, and I'm thinking that maybe, hopefully, the issue with the mini truck not liking to start back up after it's been running is because it's got a fuel pump that's pressurizing the fuel tank or the fuel system too much. So, and it's flooding it out. That's my guess. So let's get this out. Actually, let's get the mini truck in first because it's getting rained on. The more it gets rained on, the wetter it's gonna get. And that's not fun to work on. So let's get that in the shop. All right, let's get this mini truck started. It's been sitting for a little while, so hopefully it starts right up. Usually when it's been sitting, it'll fire up. It doesn't like to start once it's been running for a while. Come on. All right, I took up the go-go juice box because I don't think the battery's powerful enough right now. Now, let's see if that will assist us in starting it. Let's crank it better. Come on. Oh, she wants to go. She wants to go. Come on. She wants to fire. Oh, so close. It stinks. It stinks bad. See, with the key on, it's getting a ton of fuel pressure. I don't think it likes that. I'm thinking that fuel pump is over pressurizing everything because I don't think there is a pressure regulator in there. And it's just flooding it out. I don't know that for sure, but that is my assumption. And without the repair manual, we're kind of running blind. But I've waited a month for it and it hasn't showed up. So I guess we're going to drag this into the shop, get it in the shop, put the original fuel filter on it, and see if that'll help it. Since we can't get it started, let's grab the old TYM tractor chain. We'll pull it out and then we'll push it in. What do you think, Brutus? We got this? Maybe I'll have Brutus get inside and steer the mini truck so that way I don't hit anything. And I got a nice chain right inside my chain box. I don't even know, gotta guess where that is. I know a tow strap would be better, but we don't got one right here. Go right there around the axle. And then we'll go right there. Let's get this pulled out. You gonna push, Brutus? Come on. I'll put a harness on you. You can pull it. How's that sound? Look, all wet from the rain. All right, let me get the door open. You gonna help? Or you just gonna sit there and watch? Ooh. Now we're going uphill. It don't push as easy. All right, let's see if we can grab the wheeler. My brother left his four-wheeler up here, so it's gonna become our towing support vehicle to get it in. I'm afraid if I push it in with the tractor, I'll end up damaging something. We made it in. It's not in the best spot, but it is in. I can probably back it up, push it around, straighten it out, maybe get up on the jack and just pull the jack, the front end around with the jack. Yeah, I'll leave it right there. I think I can sneak the four-wheeler out by and back out, and then that way we don't get the four-wheeler in here. And it would have been a lot easier and a lot quicker if the mini truck would have started on its own and drove in, but then again, what fun would that have been? So let me get this pushed in a little bit further, and then I want to get the front end over that way. Give us some more room to work, because we got to work on the driver's side. All right, let's get my battery charger and get this battery charged up. But first, that right there is the factory fuel pump. It's a mechanical one. They just cut the line right here, put the new fuel line on to the electric fuel pump, which is there, which is not original. So we need to go over to here after. Let's make sure it is the right one. Let's double check. Because it's never any fun when you get something off and it is not right. This has an extra line on top. So it's just positioned different. No, it is a little different. This one's got 4 ports and that one has 3. This one's got 4 ports. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4. This one's a little different. It's gonna bolt on like this. And then we have 1, 2 up top, 3, 4. So I gotta figure out, I'm gonna say this one goes to the carburetor. That's line in. This is return, and this is vacuum. I'm assuming this looks like a vacuum line right here. Yeah, so we got a vacuum line, so this is gonna work. Let's get this all disconnected, get it out. We won't have that banjo fitting anymore. It's gonna go right to the carburetor with a rubber line, which works. Because I can cut this hose and just attach it right there where they already did that. Yeah, let's get this undone. All right, let's get this battery charging up while we're working on it, because it's dead. It's been dead. And then we make it go dead every time we try to start it. So, all right, let's get this set up. I've really been enjoying this little gear wrench toolkit. I found this at Home Depot around Christmas time. And I figured for working out in the field it'd work perfect, but since we don't have our workshop set up, it's nice to have this because we got, I'll show you. It's got ratcheting wrenches. Down here it has 1/4-inch drive with a ratchet and extension, 3/8 drive, and then other odds and ends, which comes in really handy. Whole banjo fitting. We don't need that, but that's what originally was on there. That's kind of cool. I like the old banjo style fittings. I hear the rain coming back. Brutus is out in it. He's gonna be a wet puppy dog when he gets back. And stinky. Man, is he gonna stink. Yeah, you're coming back. I figured, Brutus. It's raining out good, huh? Is it raining out good? Yeah, I don't blame you. I'd come back too. Save that right there. Get that off. Oh, she's full of oil. Few things I'm noticing here on this one versus that one. I'm second guessing if this is the right one. So this one is like flush with the mating surface. This one sets in some. So I don't know. I'll go over there and show you if our little doodad is going to be long enough to push this. See how this one's nice and flush? This one is recessed in a little bit. So I'm not sure. So you can see this one was getting hit but not working or sticking. I'm not sure if that one is gonna get hit. It might be in too far. This little doodad, let me change the lighting. That might be better. So that little doodad right there pushes up and down as the motor is running on this, but I don't know if that's going to have enough reach to hit this. I mean, we got to try it because we have it now, but that might be an issue now. So when I'm looking up parts for this, this is a 1988 Daihatsu Hijet. It's, I forget, it's like an 8J, 81 something or something like that. And it's hard to, I'm getting genuine parts, but they're not always like 100% matching. And I'm thinking that has a lot to do with just the age of it. And yeah, so like right here we have a genuine oil filter, spark plugs. The distributor cap was the wrong one, and it was an original one. So I think it's just because of the year, a lot of the stuff isn't 100% matching, which is kind of frustrating. You wait a little while to get the stuff, and then when you get it, it says it's the right stuff and it's not. So I'm hoping this is gonna work, but we're not gonna know until we try it. So let's get this on, get that battery charging, and then we'll give it a few little cranks. What do you think you're doing, mister? Playing King of the Mountain by yourself? He's keeping himself entertained. I don't know what he's doing, but he was barking a minute ago. All right, so this is gonna go this way by the looks of it. Yes, that's gonna go like so. All right, so far that's all looking good. I just don't care for the depth difference, which can make a big difference. I wonder if I could get an EFI for this. You think Holly makes an EFI unit? I would say not, but electronic fuel injection on this would be nice. Why are you pacing, Brutus? You don't like all the rain? Me neither. So this can go here. So the other issue I have with this electric fuel pump is there's no return fuel line back to the fuel tank. So to me, that's like definitely telling me it's over pressurizing this carburetor and just blowing by it and flooding it out instantly. That's my theory. So I'm hoping this one works. Let me get these lines remade. Actually, you know what? I want to take the line off the fuel pump, the electric fuel pump, turn it on. I want to see how much fuel we're getting put out at once, for the heck of it, and then we can put the new lines on. Yeah, look at that. So I definitely think that's one of the issues, or the issue. You have that much fuel pressure going constantly up front to this carburetor with no return line. Okay, let's go from here to here. Okay, there it is. I want to put some oil. She was definitely smoking some old oil when we ran it the other day. No? I thought this is where you check the oil. That's the reservoir tank for the hydraulic pump and piston. I guess I gotta find the dipstick now. That's the dipstick. Yeah, she's low on oil. She could use some. Now we gotta find the filler. All right, so I got a long, narrow funnel, but it's still too big to fit in where the dipstick tube goes. I can't find another filler on this thing. So what I've come up with is I got a caulking gun tip, or caulking tube tip, I should say, it screws on. I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna cut that a little bit wider. We'll go 3/16, and that'll fit in the hole. Maybe I'll put some electrical tape around it. And then I have my own little handy dandy, tiny narrow filler funnel. I got some blue electrical tape. We'll tape it on there so it can't fall off. And electrical tape is waterproof or oil proof, right? I have some 0W20 full synthetic Mobil 1 oil. That should make it run better, right? It's left over from oil changes in my truck. I think it's gonna make it like a brand new Toyota, right? I mean, now we just need a jack stand to hold that up. All right, to get this to work, let me show you what I did. I got 1, 2, 3, 4 zip ties holding the seat up so it doesn't fall on my head while I'm trying to pour oil. We got our funnel with the caulking tip. And then it's resting right here. That's like perfect. And then I got our truck SUV Mobil 1 full synthetic. That'll be perfect. I don't know how much it's gonna take, but it burns it, so if we overfill it, it's gonna use it anyways. And we got a little drip down there, but that's not too bad. All right, now it's showing full. So that's good. Okay, let's try that. Fuel pump disconnected. Started, did not like that. Curtis, you're all dirty, dude. It don't want fire. How come, dude? So my suspicion is right. It's definitely flooding out. And then all this is gonna be gas from when I was trying to start it earlier. So, yeah. Definitely flooded. That's not a bracket either. There we go. Gotcha. So now we have one. Okay, vacuum line. Oh, I gotta take the fuel line off. We need the fuel line off. Fuel line's off. I unplugged that. I think we're good. I think we can kind of see what's going on now. All right, so we definitely have an issue with the carburetor. I don't know if, I'm assuming it's a sticking needle or a float. I got a bunch of parts and pieces for it. I do have a repair kit for it, but I'm not sure if it's for this carburetor or if it's for the newer design carburetor that I have right here. They redesigned the carburetor, the one that is on there, they don't make anymore, which is kind of a bummer. This one has a manual choke on it. That one doesn't have a manual choke. So if I want to put this one on, I got to do a bunch of modifications to it, which I really don't want to have to. I am hoping that the repair kit is for this carburetor that we took off, but I'm not sure. So I ended up running out last night and I had to pick up some carbon choke cleaner. I needed some gasket maker and I picked up some vacuum tube just in case we need to put some new vacuum tube on. But the big thing we're gonna need is some gasket material because I do not have a gasket to put the carburetor back on. The new carburetor didn't come with a gasket, which kind of surprises me. And the rebuild kit for the carburetor doesn't come with a gasket for the carburetor either, which I kind of thought was odd. I thought at least something would have had a carburetor gasket, but it doesn't. So let's get the old carburetor torn into and see what we find. All right, so I am hopeful that between the new carburetor and the old carburetor and the repair kit I have, we can get something to work, because this is the new one. This is the old one, and this is the new one. Bam. All right, let's tear into this and see if any of the rebuild kit will work for this carburetor. Bam. Okay. That will all break free. I like that. There we go. That'll do it. A little vice grip action. Oh yeah. I'm wondering if this float is sticking. We don't have a new float, but we got a new valve and seat. So we're gonna replace this. Looking at everything else looks pretty good. While I have it apart, I'm gonna clean it out the best I can. But let's start with this. All right, I found a bad dried out O-ring on the needle where it seats, so I'm hoping that was some of the issue. If that was bad and rotted, that definitely could let all the fuel that goes in here into the carburetor and let it flood out. So keep our fingers crossed. This should help. Now we gotta put it all back together. All right, piece of 220 sandpaper, clean this up. What are you doing, Brutus? Being a good boy? You got a bug in your nose. Got it. Good boy. I think we're all back together. All right, we're ready to put the carburetor back on. I wasn't able to replace all of the needles and seats that I wanted to because the kit that I got is for that new style carburetor, not the old style carburetor. I was able to use some of it, clean everything up. I really think that bad O-ring was what was causing it to flood out. That's my theory as of right now. So let's get this back installed, get everything hooked up, and then get it fired up. I don't know, I'm pretty hopeful that this is gonna solve the issue. If it doesn't, it's gonna be time to go back to the drawing board. I'm pretty hopeful. Yeah. Oh, that's right, this was kind of a pain to get in and out. That's right, I do remember that now. My fuel line's in the way. Hi-ho the dairy ho, my fuel line is in the way. We wouldn't have it any other way. We can't make it easy. It's really not that bad. Okay, that's started. Oops, I don't want to do that. No, I don't. Now I gotta remember where everything goes. Okay, so that's all hooked up. We got all of our fuel lines. We got all of our... All right, we have most of our fuel lines, most of our vacuum lines hooked up. I'm missing one. That's right here, but this is gonna go to the boot that goes to the air cleaner. Gotcha. And then this goes down here and gets plugged in over yonder. Over yonder. Okay, that goes like that. That went like that. So now we can get our throttle cable on. I just saw you. Here you are. I'm like, where are you hiding? Let me clip this in first. Bam. All right, let's get our boot on. Booty, booty. That way we're breathing in fresh air. If we leave it off, we'll be breathing in dirty air. We don't want to breathe in dirty air. All right, we got some fresh oil in it. We got the carburetor all cleaned out. There's fresh gas in the gas tank because we drained it before, put new gas in it. So what do you think? Is it gonna start? Is it gonna run good? We're gonna find out. I got the battery tender on start, so while we're cranking, we should be good. We replaced the spark plugs, wires, and cap last time we worked on it, so as long as the carburetor's working right now, it should fire right up. Let's find out. Oh. Will it idle? No. Okay, I might have spoke too soon. She's flooding out again, I bet you. Oh, let's take that boot off, see if it's flooding. I bet you it's flooding. I mean, it fired up, and it wants to fire up. Yeah, she's flooded out. She's flooding out bad. Look at that. So that O-ring didn't do it. Or the O-ring that came in the kit was not the right size. And that could have been the case too. But it's flooding out, or the float's not working, and I can't replace any of those internal parts because they're not the right ones. And it didn't come with a new float. I'm contemplating now whether if I should try putting that new carburetor on, that's not the right one, and see if it'll run with this, and then later on I'll have to get a choke for it. We can try doing that and see if that'll work. And then the throttle cable, everything's different. That's the only downfall, is they don't make the same one anymore, so there's a lot of tweaking we got to do. All right, we really have to go back to the drawing board now. I put the new carburetor on, and it's not gonna fit. This bracket is for the throttle cable, and then you gotta put your own manual choke cable into here. That's your throttle one. Well, you can't get this on because you got this ear of the motor, so the bracket won't sit in, and you can't bolt up your carburetor. Carburetor rebuild kit that I can get is for that style carburetor and not the original style carburetor. I can't find that original style carburetor anywhere. That one has a choke on it that's ran by vacuum lines. That one has a manual choke. And the way that the linkage is for the throttle cable, it won't fit there. So I need to see if I can find an original carburetor for this thing. This is a 1988 Daihatsu Hijet. And if I can't find an original carburetor for it, I need to see if I can find an original carburetor rebuild kit, because it's the carburetor. There's parts and pieces in there that are sticking, or a bad O-ring somewhere else that's just blown by and it's letting the fuel go in and flood everything out. So if we can get the carburetor fixed, this thing's gonna run like a top. So we just gotta figure out parts and pieces. So if anybody has any connections for a 1988 Daihatsu Hijet parts, let me know. Contact me, email down below, because I really want to get this thing running. This thing has super low miles on it. What does it have? It has 4,000 miles on it. It's got the dump bed on it. It's clean. Like, there's no rust on it. It's beaten up. It was originally at a campground, and my guess is the campground workers just beat on it because they didn't care. which is fine, but I want to get it running. I want to do more work to it, but I don't dare do anything else to it until we get it running good. And I was hoping we were going to be able to repair the carburetor today and get it going. That's what I thought. So, yeah. All right, guys, I did what anybody I think when I wanted to get a vehicle running would do. I took 2 carburetors, I made a Frankenstein carburetor, and now it's running. I am hoping it's gonna stay running good. So let's take it for a test drive. I ended up only taking out a few parts out of the new carburetor because not everything works. I took the seat for the float, and I think that's it, because none of the other things on the new carburetor would fit with the old one. And then the bracket for the new one wouldn't work, but I put it back together. I let it sit because it was flooded out. It's another day. I just started it up and it fired right up. So let's take it for a ride and see how it does. Oops, I stalled it. Will she start again? Fires right up. Interesting. Okay, she fires up. Brakes are off. She ain't got no get up and go. All right, I think I got these vacuum lines messed up. Yep, and the vacuum is the issue right now, believe it or not. I took these off to make everything fit, and it messed with everything, I think. I don't remember what direction they came. Something as silly as a vacuum line you wouldn't think would be as big of a deal as it is. But it is. Okay, so maybe this one went this way. And then maybe the medium one went here. I wish I remember how this came apart. I had messed around with it so much yesterday. I can't remember now. That might work. All right, let's see how it starts. That vacuum line's a new issue as of this. All right, I just made a few more carburetor adjustments. It seems to be running a little bit better. Let's see if we can get it going down the road. I'm gonna leave the dump body up so that way if I need to get to the carburetor, it's already up and I don't gotta crank on it just in case it stalls. So let's see what it does now. She's moving. Hill start. I mean, it's moving. I'm excited. Shifting into second, going up a hill. Woohoo! Better watch out, cows. Here we come. Whew, whole 10 miles per hour. Might only be going 10, but it feels like you're going 30. This thing rides so rough. I'm happy. This is pretty cool. We got it running. All right, everything was going good until it wasn't. Don't want to start now. I don't know if I'm out of fuel. It says I got 1/8 of a tank, so maybe the fuel's low? I don't know. But we gotta see. Put some more fuel on it later, and I'll see if I can get it running again. We'll tow it back for now, but yeah. I just got it running again. It was out of fuel, believe it or not. I've been tuning the carburetor a little bit better, and it sounds like it's running pretty good. So we're gonna put the bed down. I'm gonna take it for another ride and see how it goes. Oh, this is getting me excited. Really excited. Drop the bed. Give it some gas. It's got old vinyl seats in it, and they are hot. It's in the 80s here and sunny, and I've had this parked in the sun, so my butt is on fire. Let's take this for a burn and see how it goes this time. It's running good. We're gonna stop right here and turn around and back up. Last time I turned around further up, and that's when it died out of, and that's when it ran out of gas. So we're not gonna go that far up. We're gonna go right back here. We have a good little turnaround. We can turn around in, and we'll bomb down the road the other way and see how it goes. I finally found another owner's manual for it. I got that on order. It's an original one that should be here sometime this week. So I'll be able to go over details more, how to tune up this carburetor. And I might have found a new style carburetor that doesn't have the bracket the same way as the last new one did. There's the new style carburetor, and then there's a new style carburetor. And the one that I got last time was a new style, and this is the new style. So the old one I have is, the new one I have is the new old style, and they've redesigned it. So I got one of those coming too, but I am just excited we got this thing running. This thing has so many rattles when you're out driving it. You don't know if it's running good or running rough because the rattles are terrible. But the dump bed on this thing works so good. I'm gonna put the dump bed up just in case we have any issues. I can work on the motor easy. All right, I'm gonna shut it off. Yeah, definitely running rich because keys out. It just stopped. All right, that took a good 20 seconds for it to stop running. Once I took the key out of the ignition. So, she's running rich. She still needs some tune-ups. I'm really interested to see if it's gonna start right now or not. Because before that was the big issue. If I could get it running, once it's been running for a while, it wouldn't restart. So let's see if it'll restart now. But already this is going a lot better than I thought it was going to. Okay, we'll pump it twice. Foot to the floor. Might go. Oh, it's so close. Come on, come on, come on. Come on, come on, come on. It wants to go. It so wants to go. Alright, it's running rough. I turned the carburetor a little bit more. It's idling a little bit smoother. So let's shut it off. Keys out of the ignition. That like shut off real quick. So maybe that's what we needed to do. Let's try starting it again hot, and then we're gonna leave it at that for now. Because we're already doing better than how I thought the video was gonna end. So we're not gonna pump the gas, we're just gonna try starting it. Fired right up! No way! No way, no pumping, no nothing. Yes! That's a win. All right, so I got an owner's manual coming for this. I got another carburetor coming for it. And I'm curious to see if the new carburetor instead of the new old carburetor versus the old carburetor is gonna work. The carburetor that's in there right now is Frankenstein, but it's working. I am excited. We need to do some modifications to this now that it is running. I want to do tires, lift. I don't know, what else should we do to it? Let me know. Leave it in the comments down below if you know of a good lift for these. Let me know if you know of good tires and rims. Let me know this is only 2-wheel drive, it's not 4-wheel drive. The tires on it are tiny. I think they're like 10-inch tires. Yeah, they're 20 by 9 by 10, and they're super fat. So I'd like to go with a taller, narrow one, and this thing rides super rough. It'd be nice to get some suspension in there so it rides a little bit smoother, but this is gonna come in handy on the Homestead now. So this is where we're gonna end this video. It is running. I am excited. Thanks for coming along on our homesteading journey. You guys are a huge blessing to us in our homestead. Oh yeah, now that we got it running good, we gotta teach Gina how to drive it. She doesn't know how to drive standard. So that's also on the list too. I'll see you right back here in the next video.